Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rakakodash. That's the true power of heaven and earth in the name of the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders and bishops of Great Millstone who taught us this truth and continually teach us this truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect that's laboring in his word and truth and sincerity. Lord willing, this could be an edifying video. And I got two videos that I want to play. All right, pretty much going into the agenda, okay, that the elites is doing, which we're in the process of their NWO, okay, with the war that's going on. This is all leading up to a global economic crash, okay, and it's done on purpose, all right. On my video the other day, I went into what Scott Bessent, pretty much what, the whole economic D-Day on Iran and him saying that it's time for the world to choose between America or Iran, and anyone siding with Iran would be cut off from the dollar system. This is all a part of the agenda. Okay, they want a digital blockchain system, okay, which will be used to trace and track all payments, which will lead to the MOTB. And as you see, I have this video up of Elder Yashawamba. He's going into this whole agenda, okay. Very edifying video. He's playing clips of what these devils is saying. And I'll pause it right here where Elon Musk was talking about pretty much with the brain chip. He's talking about Jesus level miracles. Talking about, if you've never seen before or if you blind, we'll be able to make you see. And these are the miracles that this devil is going to use to deceive, man. It's going to be a lot of deception, man. The scriptures say that it's going to be so much deception that if it were possible, they shall deceive the very elect. So a lot of people going to get caught up in the snares of the devil, man. The devil is going to lie and tell you, yeah, this is the best thing for you. You can be smarter. They're talking about you don't have to actually do a prison sentence. They can somehow put some chips in you to where it'll simulate that you did it like 10 years in prison or something like that. Best believe they're going to say, hold on 1 second, Salakia. Hello?
2 tickets have been assigned to you.
Of course.
Ticket accepted.
All right, yeah, so they're going to make it sound like this system is better and it's for you. And look at all of the superpowers you can get by merging yourself with technology. Okay, we can instantly program another language in you. You can speak another language. We can do this, that, and the third, and people going to eat it up. But, mainly focusing on the whole payment system aspect. Okay. You don't have to worry about losing your wallet. You don't have to worry about losing cash. You don't have to worry about, forgetting, your debit card. Everything will be in this device and it'll never leave your body. It's inside of you. Okay. And it's convenient. It's quick. See, when I buy things now, I use my phone for most purchases. And it is quick and convenient. And I see other people doing it. Doing the tap to pay. Now Walmart is finally, catching up to that. But it's quick and convenient. So people are going to accept it, man. But anyway, check this video out. I still got to finish it. Let me grab Revelation 13. And then, like I said, I want to play those two videos that I got. Okay? But this is Revelation chapter 13, verse 15. And he had power to give life unto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. What's the image of the beast? The NWO. Okay? What is the beast? What is the beast system? Okay? Ultimately, it's just Esau's power structure, man. Okay? The beast is NATO and the EU. Okay? So what's happening, and it's going to make more sense when you listen to Aaron Russo. This is a worldwide, the whole world is adopting this digital blockchain system. Okay? It's not just going to be Babylon. Okay? China, they already, have AI, they said, what was the statistic? I think it was, I believe it was over 90% or something like that. Over 90% of people in China don't use cash. Okay? And they have their version of flock cameras and, pretty much a surveillance state, which that's what they're going to do here. Which you got people taking down these flock cameras, but the image of the beast is the NWO, where they don't want religion. They don't want you to have any freedom or privacy. There will be no more privacy, man. They're always going to be watching you through flock cameras, through cameras in the vehicles, through if you have a robot, the robot is always watching you. It says, and he calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. So it's going to get to a point, if you don't comply, if you don't bow down, they're going to kill you, man. And this devil don't care who you are. There will be no more celebrities. There will be no more, wealthy class, middle class. It will be the elites, and everyone else will be under them. That's their plan. So whoever you are in society, it doesn't matter. They want you to take this device. And when you look up the word mark, which the elder went into it, okay, when you look it up, it goes to the Greek word charagma, which says a stamp, an imprinted mark. And when you look up, the root word is charax, which means to sharpen to a point. And what you see right here, a pale or stake, a palisade. So that's going into the instrument that's used, which is a syringe, a needle. Because a palisade is just a sharp pointed object. And that's how the needle, the syringe, it's a sharp pointed object, to where is how they put the chip in you. And there's plenty of videos. The evidence is overwhelming, as the apostles say. The chip is definitely what the mark of the beast is. Okay? Because you will be able to buy and sell with it. And there's already videos of people buying and selling with it. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, let me see. I'm on the phone, though. What's up, man? What's going on?
I was just wondering, that AT&T, I didn't see any other charger coming down through here.
Yeah?
And it says on my map, it says charger here.
Oh, shit, I don't know. I haven't even got out and looked around. I'm on the phone real quick. No problem. About to handle this, and then I'm going to get to it.
Yeah. I seen the AT&T box, and then I seen the Charles box there on the ground. I'm like,
yeah,
well, that must be, I don't know, I'm going to run it out. So if it ain't, I'm running it out for you.
All right. Yeah, so it says, and that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. So this cannot be Christianity. This cannot be sleeping with Edomite women. This cannot be any of these other doctrines that these other camps are saying. It clearly says you won't be able to buy or sell unless you have it. So this is going to replace the dollar. This is going to replace the FRN, the using debit cards, credit cards. This is going to be the new payment system. And we're heading down this path. The chip has already been tested and used in people already. Okay? It's not a thing where they just made it and they have to test it. And no, there's already people that have the chip that's done videos of them making purchases with it. It's just going to become a global thing, man. And if you take it, there's no repenting. Revelation, the 14th chapter, I always go into that when I speak on this. Okay, but I'm going to try to make this video quick, so I'm going to just quote it. If you take it, just read Revelation 14 and 8, starting at verse 8 on down. It tells you what the penalty will be. You're guaranteed to die in the second death when Yahushua comes, if you even live that long, because you could take the chip and still die. Because a lot of people going to take it for desperation because they want to eat. They want to buy and sell. Okay? But let's play these videos. So the first video we're going to play is this, Professor Jane, which I call Professor Mossad.
You know what the end game is? Like, if you're Jeff Bezos, Peter Thiel, Sam Altman, if you're just a billionaire or trillionaire, the end game is this, okay? Look at the world, and you think the world is too chaotic, it's too messy, it's too unpredictable.
And when he mentions Jeff Bezos and Peter Thiel, he's calling them elites. They're really not elites. They're little guys. They're puppets of the elites. The elites know these guys very well, but they're not elites. Okay? The elites are the ones that you don't see or hear about. The banking families, the Rothschilds, okay, the Rockefellers, these different banking families. These are the elites that are trillionaires. So these little guys, they're not elites, but they are nobles of Edom. Okay? And Peter Thiel did move to Argentina, which is a neutral country. But let's keep going.
Okay? You don't like that because you're a billionaire and you want control. First thing you do is you have to kill off most people. You need to reduce the population from 8 billion to about 500 million. 500 million is ideal, okay? Step number 2 is population replacement. You can't have these loud, aggressive Americans mucking things up. They're too rebellious, they're too independent. So what do? Well, you replace Western civilization with people from India because there are lots of Indians and they have a caste system, so they're pretty obedient. If you told an Indian, listen, if you want to come to America, we need to microchip you, we need to control you, they would agree. They wouldn't resist. Whereas if you try to tell an American, hey man, we need to microchip you, you have an armed insurrection. So you need war, chaos, and revolution and destruction. Reduce the population and then replace the population, okay? Step 3 is the AI surveillance state. Why are there so many data centers in the United States? I'm from China, okay? We have an AI surveillance state. And I'm shocked and disgusted by the amount of surveillance in the United States. Americans don't appreciate how much surveillance there is in the freaking United States. I'm working on my iPhone. My iPhone is always listening to me, always knows where I am, and always wants access to all my other apps. That's ridiculous. We don't have this in China, man. The amount of data that is being collected on a person is just off the charts, and that's why there's all this investment in data centers. Number 4 is the creation of a new religion to explain and legitimize this new system, and it's probably an AI god. Jesus will return as an AI, and then you have total submission. When the world is reordered, it'll be perfect because everyone will do as he or she is told. There'll be no more hunger because there's only 500 million people and there's lots of resources to go around. Everyone will be obedient, so there'll be no more war, no more conflict, no more argument, no more debate, and the world will be perfect. The elite can just, practice transhumanism and they'll live forever. They will be the guardian kings of society. That is the end game. That's what they want to achieve. And the AI surveillance state is just a mechanism or tool to get to where they want the world to be.
So he said a lot of truth there, and then there's some questionable things he said, but notice he did mention the microchip. Okay? He mentioned that chip, man, because that will be, as Elder Yashawamba was going into, the modern day oil, man, as brothers called the digital oil. Okay, a marking, a branding that shows that you belong to the beast system. You worship the beast. If you take that chip, you pretty much accept Esau as your God. You accept Esau and AI as your God. Okay, that's you bowing down and worshiping the image of the beast. Because it will be a conscious decision, man. They're not going to force this chip in you. And if they force it in you, then that just means you're not of the elect. Okay? This is going to be a conscious decision to where we're all going to be tested by it. Okay? That's why Yahushua said, because thou hast kept the word of my patience, I will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall try the world. Because we're all going to be tested with it. But the spirit of Yahweh Bahashim Yahushai will be on the elect men to not take it no matter what and to have faith. Because at the end of the day, the Lord is going to provide everything we need. He's going to feed us and give us water and shelter and a covering, protection, man. Spiritual power is coming. Okay? So there's another way, man. There's another option. See, when Esau comes with great wrath and he makes this chip mandatory, it's going to look like to a lot of people that there's no other option. There's no other way. So people are just going to comply. But there is another way. Serving Yahweh by Hashem Yahushai. Now let's play this video.
How it happened in these discussions?
I met Rockefeller through a female attorney I knew who called me up one day and said, one of the Rockefellers would like to meet you. I had made a video called Mad as Hell, and he'd seen the video and wanted to meet me and knew I was running for governor of Nevada. So sure, I'd love to meet him. And I met him, and I liked him, and he was a very, very smart man. And we used to talk and share ideas and thoughts. And he's the one who told me 11 months before 9/11 ever happened that there was going to be an event. Never told me what the event was going to be, but there was going to be an event, and out of that event, we were going to invade Afghanistan to run pipelines from the Caspian Sea. We were going to invade Iraq, to take over the oil fields, establish a base in the Middle East, and make it all part of the New World Order. And we'd go after Chavez in Venezuela. And sure enough, later, 9/11 happened, and I remember he was telling me how you're gonna see soldiers looking in caves for people in Afghanistan and Pakistan and all these places, and there's gonna be this war on terror, of which there's no real enemy, and the whole thing is a giant hoax, but it's a way for the government to take over the American people.
He told you it was going to be a hoax.
Oh yeah. There's no question. He says, there's going to be war on terror. And he's just laughing. There's no, who are we fighting? I mean, why do you think 9/11 happened and then nothing's happened since then? Do you think that our security is so great here that these people who pulled off 9/11, who were able to, can't knock down another plane? Come on, it's ridiculous. 9/11 was done by people in our own government and our own banking system to perpetuate the fear of the American people into subordinating themselves to anything the government wants them to do. That's what it's about, and to create this war, this endless war on terror. And that's why and that was the first lie. And the next lie was going into Iraq.
So, like, I meant to start where he was talking about the chip. Let me try to fast forward. Hold on.
To Saddam Hussein out with his weapons of mass destruction. That was the next lie.
Now, specifically, this was a little over 6 years ago.
This was
11 months before 9/11.
Yeah.
And Nick Rockefeller, he's a lawyer. He's become your friend over the previous years, and he's saying to you that there's going to be this big event, and then out of that we're going to have a war on terror, and it's just going to go on and on.
Right. And endless war on terror without any real enemy. That you can never define a winner.
And, did he say that it's going to be perfect because you can't find an enemy?
Yeah, because you can't define a winner. There's no one to beat, so it goes on and on forever. And they can do whatever they want. They scare the hell out of the American public. Look, this whole war on terror is a fraud. It's a farce.
Sorry, your chip's going to say, don't mess with us. This guy's...
Just a lack of caring, and that's just not who I was. It was just sort of like cold, it was just like cold, and I used to say to him, what's the point of all this? You have all the money in the world you need. You have all the power you need. What's the point? What's the end goal? And he said the end goal is to get everybody chipped, to control the whole society, to have the bankers, the elite people, the bankers and some governor controlling the world. And I said, all the people in the Council on Foreign Relations believe this way you do? He said, no. Most of them believe they're doing the right thing. A lot of them believe it's better off being socialistic. We have to convince people that that socialism.
So, Lucky, I don't know what happened. I thought I had saved a video where he was speaking more on this chip. But I'm not going to even look for the one that I originally played. But brothers know about this interview. I would look it up if you don't. Pretty much, he had an interview. Well, he was friends with Nick Rockefeller. Okay. And pretty much Nick Rockefeller told him pretty much their plans, what they wanted to do. And we're seeing right now their plans is being executed. Okay, everything that's happening right now is leading up to a cashless digital blockchain system. Okay? And these devils, they're willing to kill and sacrifice whoever they need to establish it. Just like you heard him mention the 9/11 situation, it was all for them to get over there in that region. Okay? So, all of the pieces on the board is in effect, man. But Lord, and this was edifying. Shalom.